It's DJ Khaled.
Hey, this is Kim Kardashian.
This is Mike Tyson.
I'm Chuck the Iceman Liddell.
This is Martin Cove.
This is Sugar Ray Leonard, and you're watching
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame.
Before the Fame with Mike Sherman.
Mike Sherman, don't ever stop.
Hi everybody, welcome to Before the Fame, and I'm your host, Mike Sherman. Over the years, on my previous show, On the Mic, I've had the opportunity to interview some of the biggest names in sports, music, and entertainment, all before they were really famous, which got me thinking, what if I produce a new show called Before the Fame? So over the next 30 minutes, you guys are gonna come on a journey with me to track down these big celebrities that we once knew so well and talk to the people that knew them on their journey to the top. Which brings us to today's show's featured guest, Fat Joe. Joe has been an icon in hip-hop music for over 35 years. His roots go all the way back to when he was a young boy growing up on the streets in the Bronx, New York. His music has been inspirational to some of the biggest names of today. Let's take a quick look at one of my very first interviews with Joe over 10 years ago.
One white boy you see in the middle of the hood with his camera, and he don't care what's happening. Mike Sherman is there.
Yo, Joe, that's
Like, nah, he's like a dude going to Iraq for journalism. He will be in there, getting the story.
That was a long time ago. Times have changed, but Joe keeps making those big hits. Now let's go out to Los Angeles, California, where I get a chance to sit down with one of Joe's very close friends who goes all the way back with Joe from the late 80s, Steve Lobel.
Mike Sherman, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good. How you been?
I'm amazing, man. Life couldn't be better.
I'm in Miami, Florida, but if I can get a few minutes from you, I'll get out a plane and I'll fly out there and we'll sit down and talk about Fat
Of
Joe.
course I would sit down and talk to you about Fat Joe.
Today I'm down here in Los Angeles, California with one of the biggest legends in all of hip-hop music, a very good personal friend of mine, and just an extraordinary human being, Steve Lobel. Now you go back a long way with some of the biggest names in the game. Today we're gonna talk about hip-hop icon and legend, Fat Joe. When did you first meet
Well,
Fat
real quick,
Joe?
you know, you see all these plaques, man, so that's some of the work I've done, and I need to let everybody know that I come in the game to the late, great Jam Master Jay from Run DMC, and any interview I do, anything I do, I make sure I salute him and keep his name alive, because I wouldn't be sitting here with you today and you wouldn't want to interview me if I didn't come in the music industry and he opened the door for me, so I want to say that. Now you want to talk about Fat Joe. Fat Joe probably one of the, I would say he's a dinosaur, but fossil fuel, because he stays relevant like me. He's always, every year or two, he comes with that hit record. He always knows how to stay relevant, and I introduced him to his wife. Joe's probably one of the realest guys in the industry. Big heart, big personality, he's a character, as you know.
When did you meet him?
You know, I met Joe in '93. I was working at Sony Relativity Records
As
in
an A&R.
'93 as an A&R, and I was working with Fat Joe, and no one could deal with him at the label. Joe didn't fly, and he would only drive around the country, and I said, I'll do the job, and we met. And they respected me, and we drove from New York to Miami, New York to Chicago, New York to Cleveland, New York to LA to do radio, to do promo. And it was like 5 of us in a van. Pun was his hype man. No one knew Big Pun at the time. He was Joe's hype man. And you know, we just became friends and we worked together for a long time. And until this day, we do stuff together. And it's my brother, man, for life. It's not what you know, it's who you know. And he has great relationships. And now he's back, you know, he mended his relationship with Jay-Z. And now he's with Rock Nation. That's gonna take him to a whole nother level. He flies. He never used to fly. He used to torture me in a van. Now he flies. So Joe's just Joe, man. And if you don't know him, get to know him.
Thanks, Steve. I love when I get a chance to sit down with you. Your experience in music is unrivaled. Thanks a lot. Now let's take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, I'm sitting down with 2 Grammy-nominated producers, Cool and Dre. You definitely don't want to miss this. We'll be right back.
You're watching Before the Fame. Coming up next, super producers Cool and Dre and music video director Gil Green explain why Fat Joe is a hip-hop icon. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, everybody. You're watching Before the Fame, and I'm your host, Mike Sherman. We're down here at one of the hottest studios in the country, the House of Stoli. with one of the duo of one of the best producers in the country. This is Cool from the duo Cool and Dre. So what was your first encounter when you met Fat Joe for the first time?
Our close friend Robert Hernandez, he hit us up. He's like, yo, Fat Joe's looking for beats. He wants something different. You know what I'm saying? He wants something on the more southern side. But all right, cool. So we put together like 32 beats on a CD. We sent them over to our boy Robert, and Robert handed them to Joe. Joe was kind of telling us how he heard it. And he was like, yo, when I heard this, I was like, yo, I gotta meet the kids who did this. I can't believe they're from Miami. Through that, you know what I'm saying, we got really close, and you know, he was very instrumental, man, in our early pieces of the Cool and Dre puzzle. With All the Way Up, we did the record with our guy, Exclusive, and the hook was the first thing on there, you know what I'm saying? It was just all the way up. And the minute we heard it, me and Dre were like, we're like, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? It's all right. Let's finish the record up first. So then we got French on it, and then we finally got all the vocals on it.
Nothing can stop me, I'm all the way up.
So you never thought of me doing Mountain Dew commercials?
Nah, me and Dre both were like, but we think it's a dope record. It's cool, but we weren't like, yo, this is a monster hit. Like Joe was like, I'm telling y'all in the record, you know, 2 million plus damn near 3 million records later. He's been through damn near every era of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And there's not, I can't really see any other artist that when he came out with FloJo is still out putting out hits today.
When we met Joe, Khaled had came over to the studio after he got off the radio, and he was like, Joe, these are guys you working with? He's like, yo, this Cool and Dre, man, and my peoples, they good people. You know, he met me and Cool at a very young age, so he had an opportunity to watch us grow. A young producer by the name of Exclusive was working here at the studio, and he had this beat, and it was crazy, and Joe heard it. He was like, yo, I could do something with this, and then we got in the studio, Cool mixed it up, did his thing to it.
Was it recorded right here in the studio?
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, when it was just Joe on there, Joe was telling me, Cool was like, yo, it's gonna be like Lean Back, and we was telling Joe, like, you gotta chill, like Lean Back. It's #1 for 14 weeks on the Hot 100 chart.
So Fat Joe was chilling right here.
Yeah, you know, Cool mixed that record, shout out Cool. We was like, hold on, we got something here. And, you know, it took off. The remix with Jay-Z was even more of a blessing. You know, Jay-Z's somebody that we look up to immensely.
Fat Joe is still in the game. He's been in it since, you know, the 90s with Busta Rhymes and all that stuff. How does he have that staying power?
He's blessed, man. He's touched by God, man. You know, there's certain people in this music game that you look to. You look at a Jay-Z, you look at a Puff Daddy, you look at a Fat Joe, you look at a Dr. Dre, or a Nas or Snoop Dogg. These guys are just special human beings. Yeah, and it's like, it don't matter what era it is, they know what's going on. So we're just, you know, very grateful to be a part of all that.
Thanks, Cool and Dre. Keep on making those big hits. Now our next guest is one of the country's most successful music video directors, Gil Green. In fact, he's worked on music videos for DJ Khaled, Akon, Lil Wayne, just to name a few. However, when I had a chance to sit down with him to talk about Fat Joe, I said, Gil, name the time and the place, and I'll be there.
Yeah, now in 93, everybody knows the flame. Fat Joe, the gangsta. Yeah, you know my style.
Tell me a little bit about Fat Joe.
Man, Joey Crack is like the Don of all Dons. I'm a real fan because when he first dropped, You Got a Flow Joe, and this is early 90s. I had the 12-inch record, I was playing it, I know it word for word, I know the sample where it came from. So the opportunity from a kid to work with a digging in the crates sensation like Fat Joe is like a dream come true. Anyone that knows Joe knows that he's a family man, he's a loyal man, he's got one of the best hearts in the business.
One of the best.
Which is why he's here still today. If I do a concert in Miami, a benefit concert, we just rocked out.
Does he show up?
Not only does it show up, he just rocked our Vibes concert down in Miami, which was crazy. Oh man, it's like sitting around with like that old uncle who just knows everything about everyone, and he tells the funniest stories. And one of the few artists with the type of longevity, like you can name artists that have been around since '93 that are still relevant. Like, who's out there doing it like that?
Thanks, Gil. That was amazing. And good luck with all your new projects and movies. Now let's take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, I'm sitting down with Joe's manager and longtime friend. You don't want to miss this. We'll be right back.
You're watching Before the Fame. Coming up next, Rich Player, Fat Joe's manager, gives us the secret to his success.
Hello. Habibi, what's up, man? Mike Sherman. Listen, you know the show I'm doing called Before the Fame?
Okay, Before the Fame, your television show, okay. You want to try to get Fat Joe?
Sat down with his video director, Gil Green, his producers, Cool and Dre, his good friend from years ago, Steve Obel. But I really want to sit down with Fat Joe himself.
Fat Joe right now?
Is there any way possible that you can make this happen?
Man, it's tough right now. The guy's touring, that guy's working real hard. I don't even know if he's in town. I got to make some serious calls to try to pull this off, Sherman, but I don't know, man. I really don't know, man.
I just want to sit down with him one time. See what you can do. Welcome back. You're watching Before the Fame, and I'm your host, Mike Sherman. Right now, we're down in the heart of Hialeah at Flow Fit Gym with Fat Joe's manager, Rich Player. You knew him way before the fame. What's it like being Fat Joe's manager?
A lot of work, hard work, but hard work pays off, as we know in life. But most importantly, a lot easier doing something you love, especially when you're doing it with someone who, you consider your brother.
Now, Joe is a hip hop legend. What makes him so special?
Well, the secret to his success is that, of course, we know he loves being relevant, but he's always hungry. Like, he never stops. Like, he always wants to be better than, what he was.
You're on the road with him constant. People are coming up to him, Fat Joe, all the time. What's that like to be around a big icon like that?
I don't know how he does it. He never says no to pictures. He'll always stop and, if someone acknowledges him, he acknowledges back. He loves his fans.
Give me the work week of a Fat Joe manager. Just give me an idea of what it takes to be his right-hand man on a weekly basis.
Sometimes me and Joe will start 7 in the morning, and we won't shut it out till 2, 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Knowing 7 a.m. in the morning, back to the same thing.
Has the fame really got to him of being such a huge, iconic individual?
No, same Joe. I know Joe for years. I know Joe, childhood friends.
Same guy.
Childhood best, same guy.
Richie, I want to thank you for the interview. But Fat Joe's a big star, and this show is Before the Fame, and what it is we take a journey from the beginning to the end to try to see if we can get that big, iconic individual. Do you think you can set up an interview? Okay, this is for the Fat Joe. I catch this, it's Fat Joe time.
Make sure you catch it,
let's go.
You're watching Before the Fame. Coming up next, longtime friend, Rated R. And we find out if Mike gets the one-on-one interview with the man himself, Fat Joe. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. You're watching another episode of Before the Fame, and I'm your host, Mike Sherman. Today I'm down here at the beautiful Circle House Studios with multi-platinum producer, Rated R. What was it like living in the Bronx during the whole hip-hop movement?
Oh, it was awesome, because at the time I lived in a place called Bronx River, and Bronx River was where all the jams was going on with Zulu Nation, Jazzy J. That's how I met Joe.
Fat Joe?
Yes, Fat Joe. We were at Strong City Records. We just hit it off, and before you know it, I was Rated R, get the car. And I always got the car. Now I'm getting my own cars.
Did you see the longevity in Fat Joe when you were rolling with him back in the Bronx?
Of course. I definitely knew it was special. First of all, he went up to Jazzy J's studio. He had a history of him digging in the crates. He's a Leo, man. I'm into the signs, man. And Leos are kings. We're lions. We attack. We do whatever we focus on, we get. So we just hit it off, man. It was like brothers. Then that's when I started being around Pun. So it was amazing, man. It was amazing to see Pun from day one. I learned a lot with Joe, man, and I love him to death, man. We don't understand each other sometimes. It's like, oh, Rated R. That's his favorite line, Rated R. But that's what brothers are about, man. You're always gonna have tough love in any type of friendship.
Where do you see Joe moving forward in his career? He's had a great career. Where do you see him over the next couple of years?
I want him to own a couple of buildings. I think, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? I want him to sit back and relax and say, Rated R, get the Maybach.
B, thanks for calling me back. Give me some good news.
We pulled it off. I need you there by 12 o'clock, man.
He's coming to town tonight?
12 o'clock at Prime 112, man. I need you to call Miles. You know what Joe likes to eat, man. You know, Prime 112 is one of the best exclusive spots on South Beach, man.
Prime 112 at midnight?
12 o'clock, man. Sherm, don't let me down.
Hi, everybody. You're watching another episode of Before the Fame, and I'm down here in South Beach at the beautiful Prime 112 with one of my friends and one of the best hip-hop rappers, performers in the game, Fat Joe. Mike, when I used to see you all the time, you had the TS, the Terror Squad chains.
Raul got it. He's out there with it.
Okay, and then I'd see Cool and Dre with the TS chains, and then I would see Khaled with the TS. What does Terror Squad mean to you?
Terror Squad's a way of life. It's damn near religion. We've been riding for this since I was like 12 years old, you know? Terror Squad was originally a graffiti crew. So I used to write graffiti. Then the guys who invented Terror Squad, they got too old for the graffiti, so they gave it to me. And I remember I was like, yo, I'm gonna take this group. I never knew I would sign Big Pun, Benny Mark. I just thought, you know, I was just gonna rep it like a crew. And sure enough, man, years later, it just became legendary. I mean, everywhere we go, Terror Squad is known from Africa to the favelas in Brazil. Everywhere we go, bro, they're like, yo, Terror Squad.
You give a lot to charity. You're a wonderful husband and a great father. You're a great example for a lot of people, not just artists, human beings. Did you learn that growing up in your family?
You know, I had it hard. I grew up tough. You know, because we come from the soil. We come from the bottom, the bottom, the bottom.
Wow.
We had nothing, the poorest you can be. You know what I mean? So I know I try to lead by example, and you only get one life. We ain't did this before, so we're trying the best we can to do it right. I'm so blessed. God has blessed me. But my whole career has been a grind. My bones hurt, man. I gotta go perform. I gotta jump on planes. I hate planes. I jump on planes every day. Like, it's crazy, man. I gotta really grind for it.
Now, you use the word team a lot. You're always with sons, best friends. I mean, you're all about a union. Was that something from your childhood?
Yeah, you could call me a coach. The thing that all successful people, whether they're artists, whether they're celebrities, whether they're bakers, whether they're lawyers, you have to believe in yourself. And that's something that you can't teach nobody or give to nobody. You have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then you won't be successful. And I really believe in myself, and I believe in my team. I believe in my unit, because it ain't even about now. It's about 40, 50 years from now. That's what it's about. It's about history, man, legacy. That's what I'm after.
Thanks, Joe, for always showing me love, and I want to wish you much success in your career moving forward, and keep making those big hits. Now it's time for our Music Money segment, where everyday people get a chance to win cash by answering trivia questions about our show's featured guests. So now I'm going to send it out to my co-host, Tina, who's in Los Angeles, California. Tina, take it away.
Thanks, Mike. It's Tina Powers here from beautiful, sunny Los Angeles, California, and we're here for our Music Money segment. We're here with our first contestant. What is your name?
I'm Carlos.
And where are you from?
Camarillo.
Are you ready to play Music Money?
Let's do it.
What's your name?
August.
And how old are you?
I am 10 years old.
What's your name?
Ashton.
And where are you from?
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
What was Fat Joe's biggest hit in the last year and it hit #1? A, All the Way Up, B, Lean Back, or C, What's Love Got to Do?
All the way up.
B, Lean Back.
All the way up.
You ready for your next question?
Yes.
Fat Joe is featured in a movie that's coming out. Which is it? A, A Star is Born, B, The Expendables, or C, Night School?
C, Night School.
Night school.
You got it. All right. There we go.
No, I got it.
Another 40.
No.
Okay, this is your third chance to win $60. Do you want to risk your 40 that you've won so far?
No thanks. I think I'll just keep the $40.
Are you sure about that?
I'm very sure.
Okay, you're a smart kid. Thank you for playing Music Money.
Thank you for giving me $40.
Do you want to risk your 40 and go for the gusto and take 60?
I think I want to risk it, yeah.
Okay, all right, let's go. So, Fat Joe was part of the Terror Squad. What mainstream artist today is part of the Terror Squad?
I'm going to go with Remy Ma.
You got it. Here's your 20. You won 60. Congratulations.
Sensational, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for playing Music Money. Back to you in the studio, Mike.
Thanks, Tina. That was amazing. And I want to thank all those contestants. Great job. And for those of you at home that have questions for our guest, please go to our website at www.beforethefame.tv and upload your question, and we'll get you on the show. We want to hear from you. Well, guys, that's our show for this week. I really hope you enjoyed it. But tune in for next week's show, where once again, we go down memory lane before the fame. And please follow us on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. I'm Mike Sherman. Thanks for watching. All right. Matt, it'd be awesome, but it's upside down. Which brings us to the up of the street, on the streets. Go back it up. I wrote that wrong.
What up, it's your homie Cool, one half of Cool and Dre. And you watching Before the Fame with my family, Mike
What's up,
Sherman.
y'all? This is Fat Joe, and you tuned in to Before the Fame with my brother Mike Sherman.